After viewing the third season of My Little Pony, the movie Equestrian Girls is put into more perfect context. I thought it was pretty odd that a movie created by the same team as the My Little Pony series would have so many plot holes, inconsistencies, and just awful writing. Well, now I know it's actually a step up from the writing quality presented in the third season. And with the fourth season coming up, I'd like to discuss the idea that this will turn out to be extremely bad. In all likelihood, this will be the last season of Generation 4 of My Little Pony. That or the fanbase will continue to support a series that is not even the same show anymore. And though most of the episodes in the third season was terrible, the worst example and the single most important factor in my predicting that the series is over is the last episode of Season 3. Magical Mystery Cure is baffling because you couldn't pay me to write something worse, and truthfully it seems that this was both completely intentional and at the same time accidental. Like a Hasbro executive forced the secretary to write the episode and then they knew nothing about the show. That and only that would make sense. Now it starts off iffy with 3 songs back to back for some reason. Probably because Season 2 finale had 3 songs in it and they were amazing. But it doesn't stop there. There are 6 songs in this episode. Don't you think that is overkill? And it makes this first song even worse, as it is a boring and irrelevant song, which is immediately interrupted and replaced by one of the 2 banes of the My Little Pony series. This song is bad on so many levels, and it is single-handedly making me believe that this is a joke and is calling the bronies retarded. And the very fact that I have to explain this to anyone pretty much proved that they are correct in doing so. So all the ponies' cutie marks have been switched around, and this causes problems in town. The only problem is that whoever wrote this episode, 1, doesn't know anything about writing, and 2, has not watched a single episode of My Little Pony Generation 4. Rarity now has Cutie Mark Lightning, and this somehow means that she controls the weather in Ponyville. Why? The Cutie Mark is supposed to represent you and define your basic characteristic. Rainbow Dash was not destined to control the weather in Ponyville. It was just a job while she was waiting to become a Wonderbolt. So why is Rarity now doing it rather than any other Pegasus in town? And if she supposedly controlled the weather for a while, again, the mark isn't about that. Why is she so bad at it, and why is she still fashion-oriented? Rainbow Dash's problems in the context of what's happening is at least reasonable, so not too much of a problem there, and I'll just ignore what little there is. Fluttershy, on the other hand, is the same as Rarity. Since I've watched the show, I know why this is stupid. Pinkie Pie is not an entertainer. She does not perform tricks for the amusement of other people. She throws parties. She smiles and is always friendly and at least attempting to be helpful. She is not a stand-up comedian. She's just an energetic pony that loves to have fun and make people happy. It even looks like the same party that Pinkie Pie would throw. The only difference is that Fluttershy is trying to perform, and that defeats the entire point of having her have that cutie mark. And yes, Pinkie tried to entertain many times, but she always fails at it, and that's part of the joke and part of the character. Guess the writer didn't get that. Now, Pinkie Pie is trying to run Sweet Apple Acres, and this one baffles me to no end. It shows her struggling with basic chores performed on the farm. And the only problem with this is that we have to forget that she is a farm pony herself in order to accept this. Yeah, that's right, remember? The fact that she was raised on a rock farm? And it's not like this was brought up only once in the first season. It was mentioned just a few episodes back. And some might argue that she hasn't done that kind of work in a while, but that changes nothing. Maybe the workload would have been a little much for her, but it's not the workload that's messing her up, it's the chores and not knowing how to get past them that's the problem. With Applejack, it comes straight back to the problem with Rarity. The mark itself is not related to the job. The mark is based off Rarity's love of jewels and her power to find them. Yes, she wanted to be a designer as a child, but the mark comes from her wanting to outshine everyone, to be the best at what she does. It has nothing to do with dressmaking. Since we're finished with that, let's talk about how the cutie marks are messed up again. The entire point of the show and many of the episodes is that the cutie mark only appears when you find out who you really are and what you're meant to do. So when the cutie mark changes due to magic, it should change their destinies, and not just in that moment. Dash should be good with animals, and Fluttershy should be able to throw a great party and make people happy. There are even referenced 2 other episodes that prove this. When Applebloom got the cutie pox, it forced her to have the skills and the ability of every mark she had. And all of the Cutie Mark Crusaders episodes are based around the point that once you find out who you are, you get your mark. It's kind of like a sign of maturity in adulthood, as one finds out about who they are and what they can do. If the magic spell did change their destinies, it should also change their abilities as well, because the 2 are interconnected. Now, if this is something that they really wanted to do, they should have done it properly and completely changed their personalities along with the occupations and marks. Dash should have been shy and timid and worked really well with animals. Rarity should have been more brazen and enjoyed competing with others. Pinkie Pie should have acted more like a tomboy, and Fluttershy should have been super energetic and happy. And Applejack should have had her hair done and acted with civility and grace. That would have been correct, and that would be the effect if they had all their marks switched with each other. And maybe I wouldn't have a problem with this episode, but remember, I said it was one of two Banes. The colors are wrong on the elements. Not important, but it's there.
You just use that memory spell you used to fix every pony when Discord was here.
It's not their memory, Spike. It's their true selves that have been altered.
Remember this. I will be bringing this back up shortly. This song isn't bad, other than it has been 2 minutes since the last one, and it's the third in 6 minutes. Again, it is overkill, and a little melodramatic. And here we go. The way she fixes the situation is getting them to remember what they're good at. It's exactly the same as the memory spell. It's just different in application. And yeah, I'm complaining about people not watching the series before writing a script. And just now we learned that people don't even read the paragraphs they just wrote before writing the script. Come on, it's only been 3 minutes. Did we really need another song? At least the last one was emotional. And I was starting to get in this episode too. And holy crap, again with the weather crap, it's like I'm trying to tell a rock to stop being so hard. So it's not the speed or the racing that reminds her of her old self, it's breaking clouds.
Rarity, Pinkie Pie's about to lose the apple farm.
In 1 day. This all happens in 1 day. The boutique went out of business and all the crops died in a single day. Because I'm totally going to believe that. Oh well. I guess it's better than really getting into it and then being forced out again by the second Bane. Oh dear God, this was worse than I imagined.
You've come such a long, long way.
Actually, she hasn't. I've seen season 3. No, no, no. Please be fake. Be fake. Please be fake. Well, damn it. That is really depressing. I was going to be mad because this was a really, really stupid thing to put in the series, but this is kind of like hearing your favorite manga artist has died before he's finished the series he's working on. It's a feeling of pure dread, and you know you're never going to see another episode of My Little Pony after this. I will watch the 4th season, but it's already dead. And it will be a sad desperation that makes me continue. And there rings the 6th song, in a long line of pointless songs. The episode's over, so I might as well talk about how this is bad, since some of you are bound to ask about it. It's split into 2 reasons. One is that it betrays the message of the show, and the other is its terrible development for the show itself. So Twilight became a princess. Yay. But the problem with that is the entire point of the show is that you're special, and even if you're not great, you still have value in people that love you. It is your flaws that make you great, and it is your personality that makes you an individual. Everything builds off each other, and together we are greater than any threat that we could face. But with Twilight becoming a princess, all that goes down the drain. The entire message is ruined. The entire spirit of the show is gone. All that is left is mindless pandering to young girls who still believe that you can become a princess. And Lauren Frost should be ashamed of the people who worked on this episode. The second is now that she's a princess, this just added a gimmick to My Little Pony. And those never last long, nor are they all that great quality. I would love to explain more, but I'm just done. I thought I was going to be more angry with the ending and be yelling about how this is worse than anything from Generation 3, but it doesn't matter now. It's too late to fix anything. Maybe if I made this just as it ended, but I still doubt that. This is a truly sad day. Goodbye, and have a nice day.